Hi everyone, it's Lauren from the Dandy Raven, dandyraven.com. I want to thank you so much for visiting me today. I do a lot of alcohol inks, and especially on Yupo paper and on tile. And the one thing that I hate, I really don't like working with rubber gloves. But with alcohol ink, you either do, and if you don't, you're going to get alcohol all over your fingers, gets in your fingernails, you can't get your hands clean. It takes a couple of days to remove everything, even with a really good strength alcohol. So I came up with a kind of a bright idea to help with the overflow of ink, so you don't get it on your workbench, you're not wasting a whole lot of paper towels sopping up the mess, and also you're not going to get it on your hands anymore, at least not very much. So one of the ideas that I came up with was making one of these baskets. I call it a basket, but you can call it a paper tray, whatever you wish to call it. Just get an old newspaper. If you don't get a newspaper anymore at home, maybe your neighbor has one, maybe you can pick one up at the office from work as you're heading out the door before the lights are shut off and you're heading home. You take the first section of your paper. I've already got this one started, and it's folded in half, and you're going to cut the four corners. You're going to cut them in about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, whatever you decide. Doesn't have to be a perfect cut. I know if you're a type A personality and you're watching me right now, you're probably getting very squeamish, but it's okay. We all have our peculiarities. I'm a type X, Y, and Z personality, and it seems to work for me. So I've got everything started, and all you're going to do is you're going to be turning in your corners into an opposite corners, not an opposite corner, but the corner that you cut. So you're just going to keep going around. Let me see, this might be a little bit better. You're just going to be going around and creating a nice little basket that you can set your tile or your Yupo paper in. Then if it runs off, you've got something that's really terrific. It's because it's absorbent, but also because it's recyclable. And you can use these forever. It doesn't take just one use and throw it out. Just keep using it and using it and using it. It will take a very, very long time for the liquid of your alcohol ink to bleed through. So you've got a really good way of recycling those papers. I usually keep 4 or more so that I can let my items dry inside the basket, and I can move right on to another tile. So I can get all my tiles all lined up. And that seems to work out really pretty good for me. And then I got to thinking also, and it doesn't make any difference, believe me, what this thing looks like, because there's not going to be anybody here but you and your camera. But now you're good to go. But sometimes the problem is that you have to move everything around as you go along, and this isn't making it too difficult to turn around. But when you're using a straw to blow air into your ink to move it, or you're using a can of the canned air spray, you end up, you end up maybe just taking a little bit too much effort, that you want to have something that's going to work a little bit faster and more smooth. So I was over at Bed Bath & Beyond, and I discovered this Lazy Susan. I picked up 2. I picked up a size 8, and I picked up, let me get this one over here, I picked up the 12. Now, the 12 is really good for your larger tiles and your larger papers, but you can still put them inside a large basket. I'll just give you an idea here. See, your large basket's going to fit quite nicely on that. So I'm not going to do too much more today. This is just one of my bright ideas. I'm going to be quickly in and out of your hair, and give that a try. Also, use Lazy Susans. They're very inexpensive, especially if you're just starting out the way I am. Don't spend an arm and a leg on Lazy Susans. Even if you're working with clay. I know what it's like. You think, oh goody, I can do that. That's really great. I did it in school, and now I've got a lot more time in my hands after retirement, or the kids have grown up, and I got the empty nest thing going. So start off light with some of your least expensive stuff, and in a smaller way, just start off light and easy. Don't make heavy-duty investments. It costs you a tremendous expense to discover that you're probably not so good at that clay making after all, or other types of projects that you saw in a video and you thought, wow, I can do that, and then you come home with a bag full of products to put everything together, and you discover maybe you're not so good at it after all, or maybe you just didn't like it. It just wasn't something for you. Now you're stuck with a lot of supplies that you're going to have to either get rid of, or you're going to have to see if you can use them for something else. And I'm always for doing the latter. Don't throw anything away just because you may not be using it again too soon. Anyway, now you've got your tile in your basket and you're all ready to go. And now you can turn everything at leisure. You're not stuck with having to shuffle even the basket on your workbench. So that's all I've got to say today. I'm going to be coming back with more hot ideas from the dandyraven.com. And by the way, I'm in an affiliate site for Amazon.com, and if you go through my site to find products, I encourage you to just head on in that way to find those items on Amazon. I do appreciate it. All Amazon affiliates always appreciate if you make a purchase through our websites. It makes a nice difference. And I think that's another wonderful thing about crafters and artists is we care to share. So with that, I'll be making more videos and some more of my bright ideas. And then I'm also going to be doing probably a video on alcohol ink. Not that there aren't already a zillion presentations and tutorials on alcohol ink, but I just want to give you an idea of how, with the baskets, how much better it works. So with that, I will bid you adieu. I thank you once again for visiting me, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.